Beacon Hudson Valley is celebrating America's 250th birthday by giving you a chance to win $25,000. One lucky listener could walk away with $25,000, and the only way to enter to win is through the Beacon Hudson Valley app. If you don't have it yet, open your app store, search and download the Beacon Hudson Valley app. On Monday, July 6th, we'll select a contestant to play the Beacon Hudson Valley Secret Envelope game. That person will pick 2 envelopes from a set of 20, and if the page in those 2 envelopes matches, they win $25,000. Even if that person doesn't win the cash, they'll still get an overnight glamping package from Bethel Woods with 4 pavilion seat tickets for Christopher Cross, Toto, and Romantics on Wednesday, July 15th. Imagine celebrating America's 250 years of freedom, unity, and opportunity by winning $25,000. This incredible chance to grab some cash is made possible with support from Green Goat Cannabis Shop, locally grown, deeply rooted, and proudly serving New Pulse in Cherry Hill Plaza. Visit greengoatgardensny.com.
WGHQ Kingston, WBNR Beacon, WLNA Peekskill. From the Whitaker's Garage Door Store Broadcast Tower, the Hudson Valley's News Talk Sports.
The Beacon!
He's back and talking about sports as he sees it. Welcome to Zolz's Are You Kidding Me Again? Now, here's the Zols.
And once again, it's not the Zols, it's Rob, and it's Clicks. Filling in for the Z-Man. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Zolz's Are You Kidding Me Again? Here on the Beacon. 6 o'clock straight up on this Monday night, and it's a little weird tonight. No Tony Marmo. No Dan Murphy, a.k.a. the manservant. No Mikey Beats. Just you and I, Clicks.
You and I.
Don't start singing.
The fact that it was
reunited and it feels so good. Go ahead.
2 things that are different this week. Number
What's that?
1, we're actually on the air. It's actually working this time.
We were on the air last week, to be clear, but go ahead.
We were, but we weren't at first. And the rain. The rain was ridiculous coming in tonight.
Yeah, the rain was ridiculous, and apparently is going to continue to be ridiculous. So, by all means, I certainly recommend that you be quite careful on the roads.
Especially if you're on a Taconic.
Yeah, I was on the Taconic. Not fun.
They still drive like 65, 75 on them.
You better believe it.
It's ridiculous.
You better believe it. The big man might join us. Oh, he's hardly big, but he has a heart. Let's put it that way.
That's what I'm told. They did a scan, and yeah.
You know, all these years, you never knew.
When I had my seizures, they said, "Oh, you have a brain." And I was shocked at that, So good to be with you. Join us, 845-831-1147. Happy to take your call, have some fun with the whole thing. And there's a lot going on. Yanks, so-so. Mets, I think we got to say not so-so. Knicks still celebrating. I mean, they are going to show up. And look, I experienced this as a Yankee fan 30 years ago. When the Yankees won in 96, they were everywhere. And the Knicks are going to do this, too. They've been on The Tonight Show with Fallon. They're showing up, obviously, the whole thing with the parade on Thursday. They're going to show up all over the place. Mike Breen is throwing out a first pitch, I think, tonight at Citi Field. OG Anunoby's throwing one out later in the week. They're just going to keep... That's a danger in sports, is the hangover. How you handle all this attention when you win. At some point, you get to, not these guys again.
That there can be some hangover if you're not a Knicks fan. Now, if you're a Knicks fan, you're going to love it for the next...
Soak it in, yeah.
Several months. But you got to get back to business come September, October, because all of a sudden, by the way, training camp's not that far away when you really think about it. A new season's not that far away.
Well, college football's coming up, and then the NFL. That'll take some minds off of
it will.
all that.
It will. And look, if the Yankees make a run, I'm still going to hold true to this being a baseball town. The things will get electric if the Yankees are in it. Taking nothing away from the Knicks, but we're going to take the Knicks and get right back to that same level. Yankees, first time going for a championship in 17 years, which is one of their longer dry spells ever, which is amazing to think about.
Yeah.
Big dry spell from 62 to 77 of 15 years where they didn't win. Big dry spell from 78 to 96, and now this one.
Yeah.
And now this one.
I feel old now.
I know, right? I know. I've been alive for 2 of those dry spells. Not fun. Not fun. So we'll come back to them. I think the story of the moment, outside of the Knicks, of course, and the Knicks, we're still kind of feeling the hangover.
Right.
I think a lot of it is starting to settle back into reality. And by the way, can I find a T-shirt, please, that doesn't cost
No.
an arm and a leg?
You're not going to find one.
No. I was all over shopping all over the weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. But my son and I were in a couple of shopping areas over the weekend. And I thought for sure I'd just see tons of Knicks shirts to be found. That's a difference I remember from the Yankees winning.
There was more merch?
More merch, I felt like. Every store was full of stuff, right? You walk past a Macy's front, just the front display. There'd be a Yankee shirt to buy right there.
Don't forget, back then there was Modell's
and
Herman's and all those stores that were around.
I saw some random tweet that Modell's is talking about a potential comeback.
Why not? Toys R Us is.
If it can be done.
The Disney store is trying to make a comeback.
Are they really again?
Yeah.
Wow. Remember the days of the Warner Brothers store?
I love the Warner Brothers
Me
store.
too. I did too.
Oh.
I had a lot of Bugs Bunny stuff.
Yeah.
Guilty
yeah.
as charged. But yeah, you're always going to deal with that hangover, and you always want to be able to buy all the merch, and I just couldn't find any of it. But anyway, I think the World Cup is really the thing of the moment.
In more ways than one, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's taken us away from the Knicks. It's taken me away from all that. And it's also realizing that we're not such a bad place. That people
Oh, no, we're absolutely not such a bad place.
People are loving coming over here. And if you follow any of those guys on social media, there's that guy from Germany. There's a couple of guys from England that are now traveling around because the venues were changing.
Oh, yeah.
So now all the Scots are now in Tampa. They left. they left.
I
Boston.
love the Scots. How great are that? How do you not want to party with them?
That's what I was just before we went on air. I said I actually looked up a train fare and see if I can go up for the day just to hang out.
Trains are too expensive.
I know everything is. I didn't want to do the 5-hour drive. And where are you going to park? There's nowhere to park up there on a good day. Forget the World Cup.
Yeah, I was always taught if you're going into Boston, you got to park. I think it's called the Riverside train station, right out where the Mass Pike and 95 come together.
Okay.
You jump on. I think it's the Green Line right there, and right
Okay.
into the city you go.
Now you tell me.
That's where I went the first time I went to Fenway Park. I actually pulled into a tourist info center on the Mass Pike, and I said, I know how to get to Fenway, but what should I do? And the woman said, here are the directions. Go to this place to park. You'll be fine.
They know all the tricks.
And she was right on the money. But that was also 1989. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. I was on strike that summer.
Where you were? Oh, no, this was... that was, September or October, 89.
Yeah.
And I had tickets to go see Red Sox A's at Fenway.
All right.
And I just wanted to see Fenway.
I loved my time. We went one time, too, and I loved it there.
Yeah.
I really did. I didn't expect to, but I did.
I'm telling you, and I'll come back to the World Cup. One of the coolest things that ever happened was the Renegades played at Fenway Park.
Really?
The Red Sox, and why they stopped doing this, I have no idea. Every team should do this. They did an event called Futures at Fenway, in which the Red Sox would be out of town, but Fenway Park would bring in their minor league affiliates for the day.
No kidding.
So you'd have the Portland Sea Dogs. You'd have back then it was the from Rhode Island Red Sox. Oh gosh, now they're the Woo Sox, the Worcester Red Sox. But back then they were the Pawtucket Red Sox.
Okay.
They would come in for a day, and then you might get either Lowell or another Red Sox affiliate. Well, Lowell was in the New York Penn League. They were the short season team. Who did they play? The Renegades.
Nice.
And so 2008, this is when Sean Ford was doing play-by-play right here on what is now the Beacon. That was back in the days where it was the Sound of the Valley. On the Sound of the Valley.
The country? Was it the country?
I don't think.
Western?
No, we weren't country
okay.
at that point. I think we were playing kind of adult standards.
Okay.
I think it was that format. But anyway, Sean said to me, well, you better pack your bags. You're going to Fenway Park. And I'm like, sorry, what now?
How did you not lose it hearing that sentence?
I was pretty excited.
That is cool.
I was pretty excited. So went to Fenway, and I have if I had the right setup, I could play you. I have the audio of me doing the opening of that, because he let me open the broadcast.
Nice.
And the pregame show is me and the Renegade manager in the third base dugout at Fenway, which I call the Yankee dugout, by the way, third base. Yeah. I'm out in the green, Monster signing the wall. I'm going up to the Monster seats and getting my picture taken. All of this stuff. So great.
They should do that stuff again.
Right?
I'd
Because
so go.
the Renegade game got over. By the way, went extra innings, and what that means is I get to get on the air and do more play-by-play and hang around at Fenway that much longer. Sean was very giving. We would get through 9 innings, and he'd say, all right, you're calling the 10th. It's your game, dude.
Right.
He's like, no, you've driven up here. You're doing the 10th. He was very giving in that regard. They lost on a walk-off hit by Will Middlebrooks, who made the major leagues. These guys didn't make the majors back then.
Right.
You'd get 1 or 2, but not many. And Will Middlebrooks, who made the majors, I think I actually sent Will the audio or told him I did that. He and I did have a Twitter exchange one night, and I was like, oh, yeah, I broadcast that game, man.
That's
Did
so
color
cool.
on it. Yeah, it was really, really a cool event. Yankees, you're on notice. Everybody should do this.
Let's do it. Come on.
Everybody, because there are affiliates that play too far away. I understand that. I think the Richmond, the Flying Squirrels, I think they are a San Francisco Giant affiliate.
Okay.
That doesn't work.
Right.
Because you got to fly 3,000 miles.
Right.
But this is easy. Otherwise, for the Yankees, they can do it with the exception of Tampa. But you could have Hudson Valley, Somerset, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. Done, and done.
3 nights. Let's do it.
3 games one day. That's what they would do.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, when the Renegades played, they played at noon. I think it was a noon game, if I recall.
They went up in order. They did.
They played the short season A game at noon. They got through that game, and then we put our feet up and started watching. It was either the AA or AAA game that was next, and we sat there and hung out for a little while before we said we should probably head out. But, Fenway's got multiple booths. They didn't need the space. They weren't bothered. They were like, yeah, hang out, have fun.
Okay. Thank you.
Will do.
If you say so.
There's our first rabbit hole we went down.
I had no idea that was a thing.
It's a fantastic thing that more teams should do. Maybe there's a cost thing. Someone from Boston right now is sitting there listening going, you idiot, it costs. We lost money on it.
Was there a crowd?
They would draw a crowd, but they weren't going to draw 38,000.
No, I know, but enough to open up a couple concessions.
They drew a couple of thousand. You open some concessions. You get some
money,
buzz.
yeah.
Make it a typical game day on a smaller scale. So you're still making your money. You're still getting parking. You're still getting all that stuff. Make concessions. Open the souvenir shop. Sell some Red Sox stuff. Not that I'm going to buy any, but
they were smart this week with all the Spartan Army up there. They made special shirts with Red Sox and the Scottish flag on it.
And the Red Sox put out a note on, I think it was Saturday that I saw, that they were so impressed with the Tartan Army and how just they took over Boston. And at one point, you could hear them, because you could hear the bagpipes and the drums and all as they were getting closer. They were so impressed by the whole scene. Scotland, the Scottish fans really took over Boston, and fantastic. I mean, they drained the beer, but okay, so what?
Of all the cities, beer.
Yeah, no kidding, The Boston Beer Company, which makes
Samuel Adams.
Yeah, they had to come up with emergency shipments.
How do you not know that these guys?
But hey, so long as everyone's being safe and having fun,
right?
Who was harmed?
I just love the comparison videos. They never knew that the American school buses were real. Whatever they saw on TV and the movies, that was how they envisioned America.
Well, they've all been blown away by things like Buc-ee's.
Those are the best.
Are those the best?
Those videos are the best.
Buc-ee's, and I can't remember all of them.
The soda refills.
Yes,
Those little
yes.
things that we always take for granted that they're just amazed by.
Tipping versus non-tipping, all those kinds of
I
things.
heard a story about that today, that nobody's tipping, so they hurt.
Oh, I have heard that too.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the Europeans aren't necessarily tipping, and
Yeah.
that's not leaving a good taste in some people's mouths. Well,
But at least they're not breaking things up.
okay, so there are some cultural misunderstandings. I think that's
That's
kind
the best way
of
to put it. Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
So, all right, we've wasted an entire segment, which I love, and I do. I'm completely guilty. But we will get into it. France has a 1-0 lead on Iraq as they play. Mbappe has the one goal, and he's as good as anybody out there playing for sure. So we can take a break, we can reboot, and we'll continue right after this on the Beacon.
Roadside Diner, and the 84 Diner in Fishkill has been the comfort stop since 1977. It's a coffee's always hot. The portions come out big, and the welcome feels like those road trip memories we all grew up with. Whether you're cruising across the Hudson Valley or slipping off of exit 44 to catch your breath, you'll find classic comfort food, fresh ingredients, and the kind of easy, familiar feeling that's getting harder to find these days. The 84 Diner, where the road slows down, the plates stay full, and a good meal still feels like home.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
You're listening to Are You Kidding Me Again with Zolz. You can send your emails to zolz@hvbeacon.com. Now, back to Zolz.
Hey, before we continue talking about the World Cup, Atlas Star is dedicated to you and your business. Our mission, well, their mission, is to maximize your workflow by providing state-of-the-art copiers, color copiers, network printers, and fax machines. I say their mission because I don't want to take credit. They share Sharp's commitment to improving your office productivity through the use of advanced technology, innovation, quality, and superior service. And our guy, Gary Bradford, the president, says, we don't just talk about it, we do it. I'm quoting him. We set the standard with sales, service, and office professionals that truly care. Maximum and cost-effective productivity at your office is the primary goal. Serving the Mid-Hudson Valley region since 1999. You probably want to know how to get hold of them. AtlasStar.com is the first way to go, and you can give them a call at 845-297-0078. They're over at 753 Route 9 in Fishkill.
Nice.
Yeah, no theme music necessary. We come back at 6, 8, 10. No, we already played it. But I took a dramatic beat, pretending the theme music with it. That's the whole radio professional.
We're a little bit out of format tonight.
A little bit, a lot of it. No, we're not out of format at all. All right, so I mentioned France with a 1-0 lead. They're in what they're describing as a delay. I have to check what that means.
Maybe rain?
I don't know. I don't know why. All I know is I see it says delay on the scoreboard I'm looking at, but
Where is it? Where are they playing?
You beat me to the punch because I was going to look that up. And
sorry,
they're at the Link in Philly. I think I know someone who's actually at this match.
Oh, no kidding.
Good friend of mine he's always telling me about Delco, Delaware County, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He's originally from Delco.
Delco. Okay.
Big Eagles fan. So he was going to the Link to see, I think, this game.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same rain that's here.
It could be the thunderstorms. Yeah, yep. Heavy rain and storm protocols. Thunder and lightning present around the stadium. The players will come out after a 15-minute delay.
Okay.
So that is why the delay. It is for storms. I talk to people about storms all the time, and they say, well, what'll stop this? Especially working with the Renegades, which I still do. You hear a lot about when will they play again? Will they not play? Why will they not make a decision? All that stuff goes on. And when there's thunder and lightning involved, that is going to shut down any outdoor sport.
As it should.
Yeah.
And you have light poles in the outfield. You've got structure.
And yet there were nitwits like me back in the day playing softball where other guys would go, oh, we're out of here. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay here and play with an aluminum bat in my hand.
Yeah.
And, I'd, go 3 for 4 and be as happy as can be, soaking wet by the time the game is over. And
that's baseball.
Not sizzling, thankfully, but neither here nor there. Anyway, coming up on 620 here on the Beacon, Zolzer's Are You Kidding Me Again? Phone number 845-831-1147. And as I look over, because you popped it on your phone, the broadcasts have been on Fox in English.
Yes.
So you got Thierry Henry, who is an all-time great soccer player, but you also have Alexei Lalas on that studio show that they have. The media and fan meltdown on him has been insane.
I am not aware of what's going on there.
The criticism has been off the charts. The rest of the studio show apparently seems to be pretty well liked.
Okay.
But boy, they hate him. It's incredible. I have no reason to dislike the guy. Everybody else does.
And that's one of the problems with social media is that you can get instant hate for something you did or something you've said.
Without a doubt. More than ever, the media scrutiny has just been off the charts. And Rebecca Lowe, who is hosting Fox's studio stuff, is fantastic. She's actually on loan from NBC to do this.
Oh, is she really?
She is.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Britt, who moved here to the States when the NBC stuff came along, for her to anchor the Premier League. And I guess Fox said, hey, could we borrow her for the World Cup? Which I guess was a dream gig for her anyway. And NBC's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we got nothing going on right now, so
all good, might as well. And I like that. It's good to see, because sometimes you don't see that kind of sharing of talent between channels. So I like seeing, and she's very good.
Yeah,
very grounded. Just good presence as a show host, and that goes a long way. We've got some good people working in media. We're just in a hypercritical time.
That, and especially here in the Northeast, it's very,
Which reminds me, by the way, I got to shout out Linda Cohn, who is stepping down after 34 years at ESPN. First went on the air July 11th, 1992, and she's going to come up, I guess, a hair short of 34 years exactly, because she will make her final appearance on SportsCenter on Friday as someone who has appeared on over 5,000 editions.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
I hope she's leaving on good terms and for good reason.
And I will tell you, she is a real deal. I will share a story, not to name drop, not to make it about me, but to give an indication of how authentic she is. The Yankees a couple of times hosted what they called the Stadium Series, hockey games.
Right.
They had Rangers, Devils on a Sunday, freezing cold Sunday afternoon at Yankee Stadium. I went to that, but I had a media credential, so you're fairly warm sitting in the booth, even if it is, open-ended. And a couple of days later, on a Tuesday, Wednesday night, they host Rangers, Islanders at the stadium. Again, very cool.
Very cool.
But I had to get some work done for one of my other jobs. So I'm sitting back in the Yankee Stadium media dining room, typing away on my computer. Who walks in? Linda Cohn. And she said, hey, mind if I join you and we'll watch the game?
No kidding.
I'm like, no, Linda Cohn, I don't mind at all. She was wonderful, authentic, the real deal. So I'm really, if this is on her terms,
right?
That's the one thing,
right?
Or is ESPN cutting cost, or You know.
Yeah, they've done that too.
And
so.
unfortunately, there is a reality. When you're talking about a woman in this business, are we deciding she's 66 and that's not?
I hope not.
I hope not either, because she's the real deal.
Right.
And she's been an inspiration to a lot of young girls who want to get into sportscasting.
Which 30 years ago you didn't have.
Exactly right. She was an anomaly back then, but she had the ability to be personable. She didn't need to have the catchphrase. She apparently tried one, and she was on a podcast with Rich Eisen. She tried a catchphrase, and ESPN upper management said, "Don't do that again."
Really? Wow. Was it bad?
Do I dare say it?
I've never heard this story, so.
She came up with, I'm going to say this as best as I can, master batter, to be clear, to be very clear. And that quickly got to ESPN management, and they said, no, never again.
Understood.
So, Chuck, I promise I will not say it again after that one time.
Yeah, and you have to say it really slow.
Notice I was very diligent in the way I said. Of course, if Zolzer's sitting here, you know what? He would just, never mind.
He would say it straight out.
Yeah, he'd say it exactly.
He can get away with it.
Exactly right. So, I'm a Linda Cohen fan. A lot of admiration. Who, by the way, uprooted herself from, because she was Long Island based, East Coast based, uprooted herself, moved out to California to host the LA stuff, and now she's kind of like, it's time.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her. 625. I've noticed you're into the World Cup.
I have been. To be honest with you, when it first was in the planning stages, just the politics of it was turning me off, and I was like, I can't wait for this to be over.
That's an important point.
I cannot wait to not have this governor saying stuff about this state and that. It just made it, to me, it tarnished it to me. It wasn't until the Scots came here and the Norwegians. They're my other favorite. If the U.S. can't get any advance, then one of those other two should advance.
Yeah, I mean, why not? The Scots played on Friday. They lost to Morocco 1-0.
Yeah. They scored.
I had a nephew who went to that game.
First minute, like minute 9, Morocco scored right away.
In the second minute.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is how they do that in soccer. For those who don't know the scoring, you don't say you scored at 1:09. You scored in the second minute.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's all they needed, you know.
But at the same time, that night, the U.S. again
2-0,
2-0 on Australia,
2-0.
or
You're
2-0.
right.
2-0's fine.
2-0. It's not a field. It's a patch. It's not
a pitch.
It's not nothing. It's
not necessarily a game. You can call it a match.
That's right.
But yeah, 2-0 on Friday. Burgess and Freeman with the goals, and I'm not going to put the U.S. in the finals. I had students telling me today, U.S. they're going to the finals. I said, guys, they make the quarterfinals. Celebrate.
Absolutely. It's great to be optimistic, but you have to be a little. And I'm like Zolz. He says any game where there's a USA flag or USA emblem on the uniform, I'm rooting for.
Right.
So as far as they go, there you go. There's your weather, too. Is that more weather coming in?
Yeah, 75 degrees in Philadelphia, according to the Fox radar, and red over top of Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah. They're showing some shots of the fans all wearing, hoodies and...
Yeah. And barreling, abandoning the seats, so...
Yeah. You'd have to go into the concourse or something to get away.
I would think. And I think you have to once the Thunder starts hitting.
Yeah, that's true, too.
I saw some of Sunday's action in the World Cup while we were having the Father's Day meal, my son and I. Spain beat up on Saudi Arabia 4-0. That was never a match.
No.
In fact, it was actually 5. We saw them score the 5th, but they waved it off and, called it a game.
Yeah.
But for the people who don't like soccer, you look at a match like Belgium and Iran. They played to a scoreless draw. Those of us who like scoring are going to criticize that. And that's just not understanding soccer, to be clear.
That's a good offense and a very good defense.
Sure.
It's like hockey. This is kind of the same thing.
And let's shout out Cape Verde. Because what they have done, playing Spain to a scoreless draw in their first match. Then they play Uruguay yesterday, and they play to a 2-2 draw. Cape Verde's like the size of Poughkeepsie. It's small, man.
And I think this is their first time in the World Cup.
It sure is.
So, yeah, that's impressive.
Little African country that has 530,000 people to be exact. Okay, that's slightly more than Poughkeepsie, but nevertheless,
right.
The point is, it's a very small place. I'm trying to see square mileage. It's 1.557. No, 1,500 square miles. I was going to say 1.5. Wow. No, 1,500 square miles.
That's not a lot.
It's not big.
No.
It's not big, to be clear. So good for them.
Yeah. And that's really what it's about.
I agree. That's what you look for, is stories.
Right.
And if you do what we do, sitting in these seats with a microphone, you're looking for stories to tell. That's a fun story right there.
It's a great game to have on when you're at a bar, when you're just hanging out with friends. Like I was at a birthday party on Saturday, and it was on, but we weren't focused on it. It was on, and as play goes and the announcers get excited, something fun is happening, something good's happening.
Absolutely true.
And you drop whatever you're doing to go watch. So
and the joy of being in a London pub, which I was last December, I was over there on business, and people are just so into it. I don't remember if it was Champions League, Premier League. I don't remember what we were watching, but my colleagues were all into it. I would sit with them. You enjoy a beverage. You got guys walking in, talking a little ha-ha to you, and you wind up buddies with them.
Yeah, of course.
Because they walk in and they're like, who are you a fan of? And I'm like, I don't really care to be. Oh, shut up.
You got to pick that out before you walk into the place.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not have a team that I cared about walking in there.
We got to find if there's an English pub in the Hudson Valley. I would love to go to something like that.
I'm sure there is, and they should sponsor the show.
We could do a live show from one of the games.
I'm always into doing remotes. From my
yes.
stuff, I've done remotes over the years. So
we could be there in an hour
from
set up and broadcasting
from hotels and other places. Let's see, English pubs near.
If you have an English
me.
pub, or you know of one,
I found a couple.
Okay.
I found.
What's the one that Colvin works at? Right by the Poughkeepsie station.
Oh, I know where you're talking about. Yeah.
It's an Irish pub.
Yes, it is. I know where you're talking about. Should I take a break at 6:31?
If you like.
I can take a break.
I like that you're on schedule here. This is very nice.
Zolz, that's a knock at you. We'll take a break. We'll continue right after this on The Beacon.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
Clicks, let me give you something most roofing companies won't.
Okay.
A way to save money after the job is done.
Ah, that's interesting.
I mean, right?
Tell me more.
If you need a new roof, you call Lindsay Roofing. They'll walk you through how a new roof could lower your homeowner's insurance. No gimmicks, no smoke and mirrors, just real upfront numbers. And I know you like the real stuff.
I do.
You like the real deal. You'll know your potential savings before you sign anything, so you can see how it pays off year after year. A new roof that protects your home, and you want to protect your home. Mary's got to stay dry.
Yes.
That's very important. The cat's got to stay dry.
That's right.
Big fan of the cats. A new roof that protects your home and your wallet. That's Lindsay Roofing. Call 845-849-1641.
You're listening to Are You Kidding Me Again with Zolz. There's still time to join the conversation. Call the Beacon Studio right now, 877-803-4648.
We welcome you back at 6:33, and the producer of the program says we've got someone on the phone, so we welcome them. Hello, good evening.
This is Manservant from Kingston, first-time caller, long-time listener.
You've moved to Kingston now?
Yeah, well, I got this whole work thing going on, so
it's in between exit 18 and exit 19.
Yeah, he's right in between the two at the moment.
Somewhere in between.
How's the traffic on State Route 28?
Yeah, well, it's not bad all around tonight, but on the thruway, that's where I've been hanging out this year, collecting the tolls myself. I think I'm going to siphon all the revenues to me, just for that one little stretch there.
In all seriousness, how's the weather up there?
Oh, it's god awful.
Oh, is it?
But it's probably not as bad as it is in Philly right now if you're at that World Cup match.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But I wanted to talk some football with you guys. I know you guys have been batting around a little bit since you guys started the show, but I've really been impressed with how the nation, Americans have taken to the tournament, and I'm really impressed, obviously, with the foreigners and how they've taken to America, and how it's just become this one huge party all across the country. It feels like it doesn't matter what the venue is or what the teams are involved. You see that all the cities are packed with fans from all different nationalities. There was all this doom and gloom in the lead up to the tournament about how, ticket prices were what they were going to be.
Hotels,
and, were we going to be looking at half-empty stadiums and blah, blah, blah. Well, I've been watching since day one. I have not seen an empty seat in any of these venues for any of these games.
I agree with you.
It's just been phenomenal, the atmosphere around the country. Everybody's into it. And, we'll see what the American team can do to maybe galvanize, domestically more than they already are. That's going to be, I think, the story of the next couple of weeks.
I keep saying quarterfinals being really an overachievement, but a good goal to reach. How do you see this American team?
Well, before the tournament started, I probably could name a dozen teams in the field that I thought were better than them. And I probably haven't moved that far off of that number since then. Everybody makes a big deal out of the two matches they've played. Look, to their credit, they've taken care of business in both matches. But, let's be honest, Paraguay stinks.
Yeah.
And Australia has been a major disappointment, considering the expectations that were held for them before the tournament started. So I don't know that we've really learned a whole lot about how good this American side is at this point. And you're certainly not going to learn anything this week when they play Turkey, who's already been eliminated from the tournament. To their credit, the Americans have won the group. By the way, they've won the group with one match still to play, which has never happened in their history.
That's true.
So regardless of what happens from here on out, they've had a very successful tournament.
Oh, I
not just
agree.
Not just on the field, but as a host nation. They've really hit a home run with this all across the board. So, they're going to get a favorable matchup in the round of 32. They're going to play, I believe they're going to play a third-place team from one of the other groups. So you would think that's a favorable matchup for them. They always tend to, round of 16 is kind of it for them, historically.
Yeah.
They get to the round of 16, and then they go up against one of these European teams that's deeper than them, that's tactically more superior than them, and they take care of business against America. That's how it has worked over the years. So I still am kind of in that camp with them. Quarterfinal would be nice. I think the only other time they've been to the quarters was in 2002, I think.
I think you're right.
Match that a match I remember very well, because that was the day we gave Germany all they could handle, and they came away 1-0 that day. But that 2002 team was fun to watch. If they're able to replicate that run, I think you have to call this run a success.
Oh, no question, because the expectations for this team was not high at all. In fact, it was pretty low.
No, well, don't forget they missed the tournament altogether 8 years ago.
Right.
So you're talking about having to build a program from the cellar, basically. And if they can make the quarters, or dare I say even go deeper than that, I mean, that's going to take over this country as a huge story, I think. And hopefully it happens because, we've already demonstrated that this tournament is an enormous success for us as a nation and as a continent, North America. And it would be great to see, Mexico and the U.S. and Canada go deep into this tournament and, maybe even face off against each other to some extent. That would be a lot of fun, too.
The problem, of course, being that you've got the Frances, you've got Spain, who I think righted the ship yesterday. You've got the Argentines. So there are the other powerhouses that want to upset that apple cart,
Yeah, and that's why I keep coming back to like round of 16-ish. That's kind of what I think their ceiling is. You've also got Brazil, you've got Morocco, who I think is really good. Germany, the expectations are always high for them. I've been really impressed with the Netherlands and Japan.
Japan. Yeah.
I think both of them can make a deep run. I think you mentioned Spain, France. If they're not in the final this year, it's a major disappointment for them.
Agreed.
And I also look at teams that are kind of flying under the radar, like England and Norway and Ivory Coast. Until they blew the game late against Germany, they were heading for 3 points against them. So this is a deep tournament once you get out of group play. And like I said, I think the U.S. will have a very favorable matchup in the round of 32. But beyond that, it becomes a crapshoot once you're in a single elimination tournament with this much talent, with this many nations who have deep rosters. And hey, if Cape Verde somehow makes the knockout stage, I might be picking them in the round of 32 with that goalkeeper they've got.
That's the whole thing. Their keeper is off the charts. He is sensational.
Yeah, I mean, haven't they been fun to watch?
They have been.
And them and some of the other smaller nations too, like Curacao, getting their first ever World Cup point the other day. That was fun to watch. And as far as the fan bases are concerned, you're right. I mean, you guys have touched on it already, but you got to love the attitude and the passion that countries like Scotland and
Norway.
Norway,
yeah.
Norway. Yeah. Well, all of them have been great. But, you've seen the pictures of the Scots putting the traffic cones up on the statues, right?
It's awesome.
Yeah. So it's been great, and I can't believe we're already almost halfway through this thing, and then we're going to go into single elimination after this week.
That's right.
It has flown by, this tournament already. But when you're like me and you've got 4 games a day to watch, the time you just plop yourself down in front of a screen and watch whatever you can whenever you can.
Well,
and it passes the time.
Now that school's over for me, I will plop myself down and watch more.
You really owe yourself to check some of this stuff out. And it's so interesting and so cool to see these venues that we're so familiar with, these stadiums that the NFL plays in,
right,
that have been transformed into these World Cup facilities. And you're looking around in these stadiums and you're like, whoa, wow, this is a really cool, new, modern-looking stadium. And you're like, wait a minute, this is the Link in Philadelphia,
No, that's Philadelphia Stadium.
It's Philadelphia, yeah, right. Philadelphia Stadium. It's Dallas Stadium in
right.
Arlington, Texas, too, or whatever the heck they're calling
and nothing
it.
like San Francisco Stadium, which is 40 miles outside of San Francisco.
Yes, and the broadcasters can't wait to continuously refer to it as we're in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, which they will.
Because, nobody knows where San Jose or Santa Clara is. But
is that where the Levi's
wait a minute. How do they not know the way to San Jose? Everyone should know the way to San Jose.
Whoa.
Yeah, there we go.
Whoa.
Boy, did I tee him up well for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 845-831-1147. We're talking with the manservant. I will let you get a moment in on the New York Yankees as well, because I'm sure you have something to say there.
Well, I mean, what is there to say, really? I mean, the reality is they're playing teams right now that aren't very good, and they themselves are not very good. But, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot offensively when you're missing guys like Grisham and Judge, and you don't have a living, breathing catcher. You don't have a living, breathing third baseman. You have a shortstop who, to his credit, has started to hit since he came back from his demotion, but he throws the ball into the bench every other time he has to make a throw to first.
And makes base running blunders.
Well, yeah, that too.
He was blocked.
They're not a good team right now, but the thing that's going to save them is that they are in a very mediocre American League, and they're playing a very weak schedule.
Agreed.
And that's going to keep them afloat until the trade deadline when, Brian Cashman is going to make his annual dopey trades for somebody, who's going to be the Joey Gallo of 2026.
Oh,
Who
bite
knows?
your tongue.
But yeah. Well, so they're going to make trades, and they're going to make the playoffs, and there's really not any drama on that front. So I could get upset about that, but what am I going to do? What are they going to do? Like, they're not playing at full strength, and the teams around them aren't at full strength either, so I don't really know what to take from any of this regular season up to this point.
Yeah, they're very inconsistent. I think that's entirely fair to say.
Well, it kind of feels like they're on cruise control.
And that's no
we
good.
We talk about this every once in a while. This comes up with other teams like the Dodgers, and the regular season just doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
It matters in October what you do in the playoffs, and I think the Yankees are kind of in the same boat. Like, they're going to be there at the end. It's just a matter of, how do they blow it in October this year?
Oof. Let's hope not.
So, yeah, place your bets, everyone.
Keep things safe on the thruway.
I'm going to do my best. You guys do the same.
We'll do the same. Appreciate the call. Thanks.
All right, let's go Penn State.
6:46, and he hangs up, and it's just all falling apart. We'll take our final break. We'll come back with more right after this on The Beacon.
If you are looking for insurance, auto, home, business, life, or disability, there's one name that should pop into your head immediately. Scott Markser State Farm. He's local. He's in Hyde Park. He grew up here. You'll get him or his licensed team. They'll make sure you're protected to the level you need to be. Trust is a big thing these days. I trust Scott Markser, and you should too. Call him now at 845-204-9444. That's 845-204-9444. Scott Markser, State Farm.
Legacy Floor Covering in Hopewell Junction has been delivering standout flooring since 1993. This second-generation family-run shop lets you work directly with the owner. What's that term that Zolz always uses, Clicks? No slapdash, no slap something.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, do any of us.
And if it's FCC legal.
Well, there's that too. But yeah, you work directly with the owner. No middleman, no nonsense, no slapdash. From waterproof LVT to high traffic carpet, custom rugs, hardwood, and more, their brand new showroom is fully stocked and ready when you are. Next to the post office and Duncan in Hopewell. Call 845-592-0452. Legacy Floor Covering, second generation, first in flooring.
You're listening to Are You Kidding Me Again with Zolz. There's still time to join the conversation. Call the Beacon Studio right now, 877-803-4648.
Clicks and I having fun at 6:48. We're going to do it again next week.
Yes.
Not sure who will be sitting here with us, but doesn't need to be anybody with us.
I have to look at the schedule.
Sneakers are falling apart, by the way.
Getting back to the stadium naming, did you see what Levi's did?
Yes, they covered up the logo just enough that you could tell it was a Levi logo.
Well, so they changed their logo on all their social media to just that white with the shape. And
that's how you do it.
Yes, it's brilliant.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
Because if you don't know, FIFA doesn't allow sponsorships. So even things like ketchup bottles, you had to cross off the label,
my goodness.
which is utterly ridiculous. But to your point, You have to get past the FIFA idiocy and the political backstabbing and all that stuff going on.
It's all money. It's
all money. Yeah. You've got to get by all of that and just enjoy the matches.
There was one arena, I say arena, but there was one that every seat had a number and the sponsor. I forget who it was. It might have been AT&T. And they had to go around by hand and put a new sticker on all of those seat labels.
And then you got to remove them after it's over.
And then you got to remove them.
And you're talking in terms, if it's AT&T, you're talking, what, 75,000, 80,000 seats?
So they hired so many people, and every person had X amount of seats that they had to cover up.
By the way, show's sounding great in Findlay, Ohio, I am told.
Nice.
So,
hello, Findlay.
Hello, Findlay.
Hello,
we go, hello. Yeah.
Findlay.
Nobody gets that reference except you and I. I wish I had a prize I could give away to say, call in and tell us who that was supposed to be. And do you remember that person?
I do.
I do, too. Since we don't have anything to give away, who was it?
Lloyd Lindsay Young.
And on?
Channel 9 in New York.
Did the weather, right?
He was the weatherman, yeah.
Yep.
And then I think he went out to, San Francisco later on in his career.
You might be right.
Yeah, he's still with us, too. But, oh, my goodness. The things I need to remember in life and the things that I don't need to remember in life, they're in here. I don't know.
By the way, I ran out to get lunch today back down in Connecticut, went and got a small sandwich for one of my colleagues. And while I'm waiting, they had a display of, all the little grabbing candy that you razzles.
Ah. Love a razzle.
Yeah. Clicks and I have a certain generation, let's put it that way.
When we were working together at the other place, every now and then I would bring in a box of bottle caps or...
I still have some of those. I have not finished them.
Oh, my
I need
goodness.
to.
Oh, I hated the root beer ones, but...
those were one of my favorites.
Really?
Those and the cola.
And I had something else ready to go to start the season, and
You didn't come back.
I didn't come back, so I wound up drowning my sorrows.
What was it that you had?
They were, remember the whistle candy?
Oh, yeah.
What were those? It was a whistle shaped, a candy shaped into a whistle.
But razzles were basically like a candy-coated gum.
Yeah, so you would need 30 of them to actually have a gum, a good chew.
Oh, for sure.
Otherwise, it was just, and it tasted like plaster. It was just not a great thing. But when you were a kid, they were great.
By the way, I can't tell if this is exactly accurate, but Fox has gone to what appears to be, I think they're replaying U.S. Australia.
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, during the
flags,
delay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
There was somebody talking about that the national anthem was really, really good during this game. So that maybe they're just showing the beginning. Well, I mean, it could be that it's raining so hard that can they postpone?
No, I don't think they will. And there's too much riding on it to postpone.
Okay.
I don't think they will.
There's nobody in the seats. All those people have moved elsewhere out of the rain. So,
well, I think the easiest thing to do is we do a little research and development here,
R&D.
little R&D. We will check the World Cup online and see what the latest situation is from Philadelphia. Polymarket Sports reports there has never been a weather delay that stopped a men's World Cup match before today.
Wow.
How about that?
That's an interesting bit of information.
Isn't that? Yeah, first weather delay of the World Cup.
And what's the ruling on how long it could go for? Or?
I think you're probably still talking about the usual, they got to take as long as it takes kind of thing.
Wow. Go on for a long time.
Let's see if I can get you anything more than that. Right now, no. I don't really have much more than anything. Much more than, what I've given you. So, if you have anything, 845-831-1147. We can only go by what we read here, and I can't just sit here and read and have us go to dead air because that doesn't entirely work either.
And Fox is going back a couple of days, so that there's nothing else going on.
That tells me this is probably not good for a little while.
No.
As for the Yankees and the Mets, let's spend a little moment on them. Yankees have a 1-0 lead in Detroit right now. That is top of the third inning at Comerica. Yankees put up a second inning run. And look, they're trotting out a lineup right now with Ahmed Rosario as your leadoff hitter. Ben Rice, who's a legitimate all-star. Paul Goldschmidt, by the way, is having a great year, hitting .293. Bellinger at .276, but Volpe's your number 5 hitter.
Okay.
Then Jazz, Dominguez, Caballero, and Sanchez with Cole on the mound. So, excuse me. Cole has worked 2, allowed 2 hits, struck out 3. They're inconsistent. That is the Yankee problem. They are crazy inconsistent. They are 6-4 in their last 10, which is basically saying 5-5.
Right.
They left a small city. I want to shout out Poughkeepsie again. They left Poughkeepsie on base this weekend against the flippin' Cincinnati Reds, who are 37-39.
And like Dan said, I almost call him manservant, but like Dan
yeah,
said...
he does have a real name.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I forget. And you don't want to call the guy manservant to his face. That's not my... I didn't give him that name.
He appreciates the gag, I will say that. But
Well,
yes, he does
yeah.
have a real name.
Listen, he could be called a lot worse around here, so...
When you're dealing with Zoles, you're going to deal with the nicknames.
Yeah. He says he invented the Mikey Click's persona, but I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I thought that was more of a Fish creation.
Yeah.
Kind of started with Fish, and we all jumped on it.
I give Fish that credit.
But who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, Dan's right. Yankees are one of 2 teams playing better than .581 baseball. Tampa Bay 43-31. The Yankees are 46-30. They're the only team in the American League playing over 600. They're at 605. They would be, I think that still makes them the 4th best team in all of baseball because Atlanta's playing 632 baseball. The Dodgers are 628. Milwaukee 613.
Who are they playing tonight?
Yankees play the Tigers, and the Tigers are not good. The Tigers, who I thought would win their division, are 33-44.
Yeah.
They're 7.5 out, and they've been playing quite lousy.
Yankees should be way on top of that.
The Yankees, there's something to what Dan said about coasting. I think that's an entirely fair point. Across town, you guys can say you want the manager fired until you're blue in the face. I do not agree. You are not the worst team in baseball. You are not the worst team in the National League, but you are a bad baseball team, period. 34-43, 5-5 last 10, 14.5 out of Atlanta. Behind Atlanta, rather.
Yeah. Well, Atlanta is very surprising this year with Atlanta.
How good they are, yeah. They're even better than... And Atlanta 3-7 in their last 10.
Wow.
So the Braves haven't even been that good lately, but the Mets have been...
Just as bad.
Yeah, they've been pretty bad. Miami's playing better baseball. Washington's playing better baseball. The Phillies resurrected their season under Donald Arthur Baseball Mattingly, I might add, former Yankee. 6.5 games out. The Phillies are legit and back in it.
Yeah.
And Kyle Schwarber ate Met pitching for breakfast, lunch, and dinner the other night. 3-home-run game. So the Mets, I don't think there's any other way to put it. You assembled a bad baseball team. And I think that is the simple fact. I thought, and by the way, they're postponed tonight at Citi Field.
I'm not surprised.
They're off. Yeah,
that's the same weather coming in from Philly.
Yeah, they're playing the Cubs at Citi Field, so that's been postponed.
They can use the night off.
And the Cubs could use the night off too because they fell apart. They were a first place team. They're now 40-37. And they're 7 behind the Brewers. So, but they can at least make a legit play for the wild card, which we're not going to get into now. But
yeah. It's not even the All-Star break yet.
No. You can't convince me that the Mets are going to be good with the offense that they have. And the fact of the matter is the pitching has not held up its end of the bargain.
Yeah.
And that's a reality. I'm trying to dig up the stats really fast, but that's what it comes down to. The Mets, hitting-wise, are near the bottom of the barrel. in the National League, and in all of baseball. In terms of team stats, Mets hitting wise are, 25th out of 30? So they're near the bottom of the barrel, 26th out of 30, whatever it is. They're hitting .232 as a team. That is not good.
No.
Pitching wise, it's been okay. They're middle of the pack with a 4.08 ERA. But you got to be better. You got to be much better. Do better. And the theme music's going to start playing in a moment.
Yep.
I thought it'd start playing by now. But it's going to play in about
3 seconds.
3 seconds. Zoles decided to take the full night off, which I am glad.
Yeah.
He is doing well.
I'm hoping he's napping.
I'm hoping he's napping, too, among the other functions he needs to work on. And we will talk to him maybe next week. But he will be back. He's doing well. Everything sounds like it's coming along well.
He was on the morning show, and he sounded great.
Yep, and Allison remains an absolute saint.
Absolutely.
Thanks to the manservant for calling in. Thanks to all of you for hanging out. Thanks to Clicks for making it run so nice and smoothly. For Clicks, I'm Rob Adams. We'll do it again next Monday night. That Sports is I'm seeing it right here. Adios. Drive home safely, all that good stuff. Talk to you next week.
WGHQ Kingston, WBNR Beacon, WLNA Peekskill from the Whitaker's Garage Door Store Broadcast Tower. The Hudson Valley's News Talk Sports.
They need to abide by the ceasefire. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump says there won't be any trouble as long as Iran sticks to the terms of the deal.
As long as they respect us, we're going to be fine.